Welcome back for a late August garden tour. This is an update of my front garden. As you can see, the sunflowers have bloomed and they have been pretty to watch the bees swarm around. They were all different varieties, so I had different colors. I even have the little ones here, the chipmunk planted. And my gardenia is still in there and still looking good. I did have to hang a yellow jacket trap, not that it's really working, but I have a yellow jacket nest in my phlox. I'll show that later. Everything else is lovely and full of life. The bee balm finally bloomed. Look how pretty. Oh, looks like I have a branch that is dead. The gaillardia, as much as I said I didn't like it, also I guess this is a weed I didn't notice, it is a favorite of the bees, which has been really fun to come out every morning and see 6 or 7 bees resting on the little flowers. Oh, look how pretty the dahlia is. Not such a fun color. This osteospermum definitely looks a lot prettier than I thought it was going to. It's still sparser than when I bought it, but it's still really pretty, and it got pretty big while I'm here. Hopefully I don't get stung. See, flying in and out of there. My gladiolus bulbs all died. This was the only one that lived, but its flower burned out. So, not going to get any gladiolus this year. The Chinese four marble that spread over here ended up being all mostly yellow, but was kind of fun, so I'm glad I let it go. But this polar bear zinnia has been really pretty. I just love coming out and touching the little perfect blooms. My azalea is still back there, along with some more Chinese four marbles. Rudbeckia, blooming beautifully. Dahlia is still going. It is kind of fizzling out in some areas, but it's still going. This Rudbeckia got amazingly large. I think it's so fun to walk around. And these Chinese four marbles are starting to die out too. And the hydrangea got a lot of nice growth this season. I had a lot of blooms. It still has 1 or 2 every now and then. The salvia, after deadheading it for the first time, definitely bloomed several times. Columbine is still there. This zinnia has been so fun to watch. It's gotten nice and big, and I just love how the blooms are kind of all different colors. And this lantana finally picked up speed. So beautiful. This is my hanging basket. I forgot to remind my husband to water it while I was out. So it didn't get watered for a while, which is why it's super brown. And then the hooky thing broke. So it's sitting there for now. I'm probably not gonna take much more care of it, just let it be. My mum, beautiful. Has a large gap in the middle, but that's okay. I still think it's pretty. My lavender is still nice and full, and there's also a yellow jacket nest back there. My little porch pot here, still looking pretty good. I love that alyssum. Oh, and look, a little baby stink bug. My Gerber daisies are still going, although that one's getting a little swallowed. The euphorbia is so fun. I thought it was getting too big to be as pretty and white, but it got big and then re-bloomed out white, and it is so fun. This pot is still doing really well. I really should trim up the petunias to kind of get it to be less leggy, but I decided to just let it go. And the super bells are still doing really well. I have another polar bear zinnia here. This one definitely went a little more crazy as far as size goes. And then I have one giant sunflower. I love it. Always has bees on it. My lilac bush got really big, and for the first time it did throw out a couple more blooms. It is supposed to be an everbloom, but I've never learned how to prune it well enough until about 2 years ago, and now I'm starting to get extra blooms. The blue cornflower, as you can see, is pretty much ending for the season. My bacopa is cute, filling out still. Little phlox I got on clearance is kind of dying back. That's normal, should come back next year. This calendula looks a little rough, but it's probably because he doesn't get a whole lot of sun. But this portulaca took over this basket and looks beautiful. Every day there's different color blooms just bursting out. This mum still looks great. Looks like it's gonna bloom very soon. And this patch of sunflowers, look how large they are. This has been so fun to watch. I'll go to the other side, that gives you a better view. All of the pollinator activity going on. And I still have my couple flowers going back here. Another pot of portulaca that I pulled out of my lettuce bed. The bleeding heart's still there. Those zinnias don't look too great either. My mallow did really good. It was really fun for pollinators. My daylily, this one's about done. Butterfly bush